All right, thank you, Julia. Now, we've got some serious business to attend to. Yesterday's Xbox briefing had crossplay, Halo Wars 2, and a DVR for the Xbox One. And you at home had plenty to say about it when you tweeted using the hashtag #XboxGamescom. Now we're sitting down with Xbox head honcho Phil Spencer to follow up and answer some of your burning questions. Are you ready for these, Phil?
What exactly is a honcho?
Well, you are the epitome of a head honcho.
I know.
Welcome to our show at Gamescom. This looks great, right?
Yeah,
brilliant.
It's fantastic. Yeah, the work we've done with the daily, bringing the Xbox news to the fans. We did it at E3. It's great to be starting it here at Gamescom. It's really great.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you here. We announced backward compatibility on the stage at E3.
Yeah.
In fact, you announced it. Massive cheer. How did that
ridiculous.
feel for you?
Yeah, it was. I've said this. You know, the people they turned around and they looked at the monitors, so they actually knew what I was going to say before I said it.
Spoilers.
And the crowd just went ridiculously. I mean, the passion of the fans that I've met. Starting at E3 this summer, I was at Minecon, I was in China Joy last week, here at Gamescom. I mean, our Xbox fans, I think, are the best, and they've just really raised the energy of everything that we do.
You've done so much traveling, you are in all the time zones at once. But yeah, speaking of backward compatibility, 3 million votes cast by our community for the titles they want to see on Xbox One. That's a great way to connect with our fans, right?
It is, and you also saw on stage the third-party publisher support that we're giving, and we look right at that list that people are voting up on what games they want to see in back compat, and make sure we go into the publishers and getting their support. And the support we've seen from the third-party publishers has been really great, really great. So November's the launch of back compat. We'll have hundreds of games there and bring in hundreds and more. So it'll be, it's really nice.
All right. We talked about Windows 10 a lot in the briefing yesterday. Tell us about Windows 10 and why that's important to Xbox gamers.
Well, first, we had the launch of Windows 10 last week, and we had 14 million people right out of the gate upgrading. The numbers just continue to fly, and really great response from gamers around the features in Windows 10. And for us as the Xbox group, we look at gaming on Windows and gaming on console. We know our customers play games on both places, and we want to make sure that we're putting the right games in front of people, working on things like DirectX 12 and Xbox Live across both platforms, really connecting the community of gamers so they can play the games they want to play with the people they want to play with wherever they are.
Now, we're at Gamescom. One of the reasons I love this show is that it's a gamer show, right?
Absolutely.
400,000 fans coming through the doors this weekend. It's crazy, isn't it? And it gives us a chance to speak directly to our fans. We did a lot of that yesterday.
Yeah.
What did that mean to you?
Yeah, the fans are why we do what we do. I've been in this job for a little over a year now, and definitely the direct feedback either through Twitter, through events like this, just getting on Xbox Live and playing games with people has been instrumental in the way that we drive what we're doing with Xbox. We know that gamers want to play games. They're some of the most passionate people on the planet about their art form that they love. And us staying connected with the gamers is critical to our success with Xbox. It's really foundational to everything that we do. And I appreciate all the feedback they give. Yesterday it was pouring down rain here in Cologne, and I went out and spent time with the people in line to get into our briefing, and they just are happy and tell you what they think. It's really one of the best parts about this job.
All right, so all this summer we've been showing what we believe is the greatest games lineup in the history of Xbox. What are the games that we've got coming up? This is a tough one.
You're going to make me pick a game?
I'm going to make you pick a game. Pick your favorite child. Which game are you most excited about in the lineup that we've got coming?
Well, if I look historically at the games that I play a lot, Forza Motorsport will be right at the top of the list in terms of, I love racing games. That's what I'm playing a lot of right now, and it's a lot of fun. And watching, they've added weather, so now we've got water puddles, and I was running Nürburgring actually in the rain in my press room today. Incredibly technical, and it's just really great to see Turn 10 and what they've been able to deliver. But I'm with you. I think the lineup of games we have this year is really incredible. The studio has stepped up. Halo 5, I thought looked and another game I'm playing a lot of right now. Looks great. Fable's coming, gigantic coming. Rise of the Tomb Raider. The demo that they have of Rise of the Tomb Raider here behind closed doors is fantastic. It's a really strong lineup. And we started to show more of our 2016 games, and the response from gamers has been really fantastic.
It must have been a thrill for you as a Halo Wars fan to reveal Halo Wars 2 as a surprise at the end yesterday.
It was, having Bonnie come out. I love that Bonnie opened our E3 show. She was the first person that people saw on our stage. She was the last person people saw on our stage here at Gamescom. And Bonnie's been somebody I've worked with for a long time. But Halo Wars, a franchise, I love the first version of the game. And now, you know, when you think about a genre that can exist on console and on Windows, and all the opportunity that we have there, and we found a great partner in Creative Assembly with a long history in creating great real-time strategy games. It was the perfect opportunity for us. So when we saw that, you know, jump and, you know, another 2016 game coming on top of the games that we've already announced.
Right. Phil, I'm going to let you go. I know you're a busy man, and I want to give you a chance to get ready for our boat party tonight, because I want you on that
boat party.
Thank you so much. All right, let's check in with my fellow Xbox On hosts, Benny and Kate, who have hit the show floor to check out the gorgeous indie Gigantic.
Thanks, guys. We are here at the Gigantic booth, and I have to say, it looks amazing.
Yeah, we've been having a little play, and it's tons of fun. But one of my favorite features about it is that it's got Windows 10 setups and Xbox One setups, because the game's got crossplay. It's tons of fun. I've just been really enjoying it.
And if you don't already know what Gigantic is, it is a MOBA, but it's not one of those with all the numbers and the charts and the tables. It's actually accessible, and it looks really good.
Anyway, guys, thanks very much. We're going to go have another little play, but back to you guys.
I hope you've got your passport stamp, because we're leaving Cologne and heading to the mythical land of Albion for a deeper look at Fable Legends. From multiplayer to cross-device gameplay and much, much more. Enjoy.
We've got an Albion which is a little bit different from the ones we've seen previously. We wanted to go back in Albion's past, where everything was a little bit more raw, a little bit more wild. It's dark and it's dangerous, and who knows what monsters and strange magic are lurking in there.
Albion is not just a sunny, sort of forest-filled area with beautiful roses. There's also darker parts to it, and so our characters reflect those darker parts.
Born a stranger, die a stranger.
You're not sure whether they're good or bad. Each character has their own sort of unique quirks.
We're building heroes that play very much like a first-person shooter. Ranged heroes, we're building kind of more traditional RPG heroes. Then we're building magic heroes. And that mixture just gives a lot of variety to different types of players.
Who's ready for a little sword play?
We're roughly 50-50 split on men and women in the game. We want to let you play with a character that you're going to love.
So depending on what heroes you bring, what combinations of heroes you bring, you're getting a really new experience.
4 heroes stand. Their fate awaits.
You're a team, you know, the 4 of you against the villain.
Beware, villains, we have come for you.
You join a team, a cooperative group of heroes that goes out into the world, out on adventures.
How about you and me play heroes and villains?
So it is vitally important that you're working together.
When you're talking on a headset with your friends or even people you haven't met before, you can let each other know your strategies of, hey, I'm gonna call down this ice hailstorm over here. And the next guy's like, okay, great, I'll load my explosive shots and we'll take out all the enemies together.
You'll be wading your way through wave after wave of red caps whilst being bombarded by artillery red caps. And you're thinking, it can't get worse than this. And then suddenly an ogre will start ponderously moving through.
We've got a whole cast of heroes, but if you want to be really evil, the villain is the big new thing in Fable Legends. You literally have another perspective. You're looking down on the world from above, commanding kind of armies of creatures, setting up traps for heroes.
It's essentially trolling. You're trolling the heroes.
Trolling people, yeah.
And it's excellent.
Yeah.
That is where your fun lies, because it's the combination of ambushes and tricks and devious stratagems that you use to defeat the heroes.
Once people get into it, they learn how to play villain. They're kind of addicted to it.
We're on Windows 10, and that brings us a lovely, massive, great audience on 2 platforms.
Well, now things are going to get interesting.
Windows 10 gives us DirectX 12, which allows us to bring you incredibly good-looking graphics. Fable has never looked better.
When you're playing on an Xbox, or when you're playing PC with your friends, or a mix, no matter what platform you play on, everything that you have is shared across them.
But I think there will be some competitive energy between the PC players and the Xbox players. Who's better?
Finally, a challenge.
So that's going to be interesting to see. You can play as a hero, as a villain, and you can play through the series of quests that are available without paying a penny.
So free-to-play means anybody can download and install Fable Legends and play the entire game for free. No tricks, no ifs, no buts.
We didn't want to sell winning power advantages. We wanted the game to be balanced.
Being free to play means that we can launch a game, but continue to add hours and hours of content in the months and even years to follow.
Let's get serious.
Fable Legends is the biggest, boldest it's ever been before. We want to bring you an experience that's second to none.
And you can do it whether you're an Xbox One player or whether you're a Windows 10 user. That's truly cool and something we've not done before with Fable.
We're giving you in Fable Legends the ultimate choice.
For the honor of Albion!
Are you going to play on the hero side of the game, or are you going to be the villain and mastermind the game against the heroes?
Do love a bit of Fable.
Who doesn't, right?
There's something wrong with you, frankly.
Can you kick chickens in the game? That's all I
know.
want to
That's all I need in life, frankly. Look, it's going to be an amazing year for indie developers on the Xbox One, and our next guest is one of the most beloved indie devs around.
He's the creator of Maniac Mansion, and that's right, Monkey Island, and now he's here with his newest Kickstarter game, Thimbleweed Park. Please welcome to the show the legendary Ron Gilbert. Ron, nice to see you.
Thanks, great to be here.
Thanks for joining us.
Absolutely amazing. So, you said that basically the aim of this game was to make a game from 1987. Why specifically that year?
Well, 1987 was when Maniac Mansion came out. And that was really the first adventure game that I ever designed. And it's very kind of memorable to me. And I think, Gary Winnick and I, who did the original game, I think we wanted to relive the nostalgia of making that game. So it's really as much about us reliving the nostalgia as it is giving that to the fans.
Ron, can you outline the plot of the game for us? What can we expect?
Yeah, it's about this body that's found in a river in a very small town, and these two federal agents are called in to investigate. But the whole murder in the body is just the tip of the iceberg in terms of the weirdness that's going on in this town.
So, one of the things which obviously really struck me was you haven't completely reversioned it and made it really up to date. You've kept the old school LucasArts word prompts at the bottom. I love it. I mean, what was your decision to do that?
I love that whole verb interface, and that was another thing that Gary and I really pioneered with Maniac Mansion. And I felt, if we're going to do a proper point-and-click adventure game, we have to have those verbs. That is what it is all about, is those verbs and that inventory.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ron, previously your games, Monkey Island and Maniac Mansion, a lot of humor. Mm-hmm. What can we expect here? Is it going to the same type of humor, which we all love?
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of humor. I don't know that I could do anything that wasn't humorous.
Right.
I mean, even if I started with something serious, I would eventually just turn it into a big joke. So it's definitely going to be funny.
When you're doing the games, do you still laugh at some of the jokes, even though you've probably heard them 5 times, 10 times, 100 times?
It's the jokes that you keep laughing at yourself over and over. Yeah. Those are the ones to be scared of.
Right.
Because those are the ones that no one else is going to laugh at.
Right.
I've often found that doing funny stuff that I think isn't funny ends up being the things that everybody thinks is really funny. Yeah. So you just never know. You put as much funny stuff as you can into the game. Some of it will work and some of it won't.
There's a tremendous drive and interest in this game. You had a great Kickstarter. Tell us about that experience. It's kind of this new thing for game developers.
Yeah, Kickstarter's great, because you can go right to the fans with the game, and you can get them involved in the whole process and making the game. We did a thing on the dev blog just last week where we had an occult bookstore and we needed a whole bunch of books, and so I just put on the blog, hey, I need names for these weird occult books. We had over 3,000 book names submitted, and I think it's great because people feel involved, and a little piece of something that they did is going to end up in the game.
And they're going to go to the bookstore in the game, and they're going to go look through every single book for
all 3,000 books, right? That's 2 hours of gameplay right there.
Yeah. So, I mean, is there a playable? Can people play anything actually here at Gamescom at all?
No, it's not playable yet.
Not playable
yet. It's coming out in July 2016, so we probably won't have playable until January or so.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the most important question, if not the question.
We were talking backstage stage about this.
Gamescom, let's be honest, is what exactly does happen if you use a balloon with a corpse?
That's what you left us with on the trailer.
No spoilers. I'm not going to give any spoilers.
Oh, what? Oh, come on. Well, thank you. We're going to just have to play the game, obviously. So thank you so much, Ron.
Thanks, Ron.
You know what's been kind of missing on today's show, I'll have to say, which is, you know, you're not going to guess. It's a grim dystopian future. It's all been a bit too upbeat.
Yeah.
So, well, good news, everybody. We've got one for you. A little bit of dystopia. Here's the new trailer for Homefront: The Revolution. I'm so sorry.
Please welcome a shining example of the new America on the horizon. Who'd like to say a few words of gratitude?
To our honorable and faithful leaders, I want to say thank you. Thank you for your kindness, generosity of spirit, and your concern for our future. At first we rejected you, but that was because we did not understand. We didn't realize how much we needed you. We didn't appreciate that your arrival was a precious gift. Your presence has roused us from our complacency. We have awoken from our wasteful sleep and taken responsibility for our future. We have renewed pride in our work. We are once again enterprising, resourceful, and cooperative. Thanks to you, we have rediscovered who we are. And there's no turning back to our apathetic and misguided ways. A new day has dawned, and a brighter future beckons. And for this, we say, thank you.
It's a few months away from the release of Halo 5 Guardians, and there's even more news rolling in about the most anticipated game of the fall.
That's right. So joining us to run down all the biggest Halo reveals and announcements of Gamescom is the legend, Josh Holmes from 343 Industries. Welcome, Josh.
Hey, thanks for having me,
Josh,
guys.
Josh came on. It was funny because he was fanboying out because Ron was just sitting in that chair.
Dude, I totally was.
You're like, what?
They're rushing me onto the stage, and I just wanted to be like, oh, Ron, I used to play your games as a kid.
But we got some great stuff. What are we showing today? I mean, you have a world premiere you're sharing with us, right?
We are. We're showing for the first time footage from one of our arena multiplayer maps, the Rig.
Okay.
And this is one of the maps that we are.
We're seeing this right now on
screen. You're seeing it right here. This is a fly-through of the map. This is a map that's set at a mining rig that's on a planet called Meridian that features in our campaign.
Oh, it's beautiful, doesn't it?
It's amazing, yeah. And we saw Colosseum. We saw Colosseum yesterday in the briefing as well, but this is a different type of map, right? How does this play?
This is actually an asymmetrical map.
Okay.
So, you know, Colosseum's symmetrical, this is asymmetrical. This is one of the first maps that we really started testing the new Spartan abilities on, particularly Clamber. And it was a map that we played throughout development. It was originally nicknamed Towers. That was our internal code name for it. And that was before we set it on this mining rig. But it's one of the favorites of the team and also one of the favorites of our pro team in the studio.
I want to talk about the different game types we're going to see in arena multiplayer. Can you go over some of them?
Yeah, we've got a number of different game types, including some fan favorites that'll be returning, like Slayer, Capture the Flag, new objective mode called Strongholds that we featured in our beta, as well as a brand new mode that we featured in beta that we've been continuing to tweak since then called Breakout, which is a real departure for Halo because it's a round-based mode where you have a single life per round. And it has heightened lethality, so you know, it's much faster paced.
We played that in the beta over the holiday.
We did,
earlier this year.
And then since then, the team's been working on some adjustments to that. We've been experimenting with placing an objective within the mode so that you can either eliminate the other team within the round or push a neutral flag into the team's base. And if you do that, you also win the round. So.
All right, Josh. Esports has always been a really big deal for Halo, right? But you're bringing a lot of features in Halo 5 that will really support the esports community, right? Tell us about them.
Yeah, this has been a huge priority for us on Halo 5. You know, we really have embraced competitive Halo. We've had a pro team that we hired and brought into the studio, former Halo pros who have helped shape the game, worked closely with our team throughout the design process and provided really valuable feedback as we've been iterating. And then, you know, we just made the announcement yesterday at the briefing about the Halo World Championship, and we're going big with esports, over $1 million prize pool for that, and we're really excited to see esports be a big focus for Halo 5.
Well, we got to say this. You made this announcement yesterday. $1 million prize pool.
We better get practicing, right?
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's huge, and you know that's where the prize pool starts. We also have talked about how we'll be having some crowdfunding coming through the requisition pack system that will be adding to the prize pool as well. So really exciting.
Great stuff. Josh Holmes, 343 Industries. Thanks for coming by.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so first announced at E3 2014, but shrouded in mystery until now. The Xbox One exclusive Scalebound had a dragon-sized presence at Gamescom 2015.
We finally got to see Scalebound in action at the Xbox briefing, and we now know the game is going to feature 4-player co-op and take place in the lush and dangerous world of Draconis. But, more importantly, we got a closer look at the fiery gameplay.
It's almost time to rejoin the main unit. That's right. The carrier ship will arrive in about an hour. Good.
What is that thing? We're under attack! Men, prepare to engage! The beast tamer!
It's more of them than I expected. You're up, big guy. God, what the hell was that for? I'd get off if you'd ask me to. Use your words.
I've never seen a creature like that before. Don't panic! Team, unite up!
Oh, man. Here we go. Oh, yeah? Well, maybe you should hide behind me. All right, let's go.
Intruder! Over there!
Wreck it! Over there! Nicely done! Go! All right. Let's head that way. Mantis, must have heard you thrashing around. Let's stop this guy. Come on, let's get out of here before any of his friends show up. Holy shit. Hardly seems like a fair fight. Just one of you against all of us. Let's go, big guy!
Hey, thank you so much for watching day one of our Xbox Daily live at Gamescom coverage.
It's been amazing, but do come back for day 2 tomorrow when we're going to give you a deeper look into the rise of the Tomb Raider. Very excited about that. More Halo, breaking news on Forza, FIFA, Unravel, and the chilling indie. Exceptionally excited about this. Be happy Q. Whoa. And of course, Mad Max. It doesn't stop. How are we all the time?
All right, but before we go, we want to leave you with something special. It's the trailer for Final Fantasy 15. Featuring a very special introduction from Final Fantasy director Tabata-san.
Yeah, we're really excited for this one, and if I were you, I'd watch to the very end.
Hang out.
Enjoy, and we'll see you tomorrow.
We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye, everybody.
See you later.
皆さんこんにちは。ファイナルファンタジー15ディレクターの田畑です。これから皆さんにご覧になっていただくのは、ファイナルファンタジー15のストーリーに特化したインゲームのティザートレーラーです。注目していただきたいのは、そのトレーラーの中で描かれる父親と子供の絆、そしてその表現です。きっとその人間の内面描写の水準に満足していただけるのではないかと思います。この情報を皮切りに、これから改めて FF15 の情報を製品版の発売に向けて出していくことになりますので、どうぞ今後のファイナルファンタジー15にもご期待ください。 FF ファンの方々はもちろん、これまで FF に興味のなかった方にもきっと何か心を動かされるものが生まれるトレーラーになっていると思いますので、楽しんでください。よろしくお願いします。
Huh.